I'm Mehak Chawla, art educator, Bharatanatyam dancer and disciple of Guru Srimati Geeta Chandranji. We are going to study about the decorative arts. In this, we are going to study about the decorative art in Gupta period. So if I speak of the architecture, the Gupta artisans perfected the art of carving floral scrolls, lotus medallions and geometric friezes on stone. These designs adorned temple walls, doors, frames and pillars. The lotus and creeper motif became symbols of divine creation and fertility. In metalwork, the bronze casting techniques reached greater sophistication as seen in images of Vishnu, Lakshmi and the Buddha. These metal figures often had elaborate jewelry, drapery and coiffures, reflecting the same decorative richness found in painting and textiles. The Gupta period also witnessed the emergence of decorated manuscripts and mural paintings, such as frescoes of Ajanta, where decorative borders, draperies, and jewelry mirror the refinement of courtly taste. The Ajanta murals are a masterclass in rhythm and composition. Every line and ornament complement the narrative. The ornaments on the figures, armlets, necklaces, crowns, show how personal adornment in India was not separate from spiritual representation. Thus, the Gupta age represents the moment when Indian decorative art achieved a spiritual elegance. Ornamentation became a language of inner beauty. After the Gupta age, the early medieval period saw the rise of regional kingdoms and the flowering of distinctive decorative idioms across India. Each region, the Deccan, South India, Bengal, and Rajasthan, evolved its own approach to ornamentation. In South India, the Pallava and the Chola dynasties created some of the most magnificent temples architectures in the world. The Kailashnath temple at Kanchipuram and the Brihadeshwara temple at Tanjavur stand as testaments to the grandeur of Dravidian decorative art. Their gopurams and vimans, the temple spires, are covered with sculptures of gods, celestial beings, and mythological creatures carved in the rhythmic and symmetrical compositions. The decorative motif, Kirti Mukh, floral scrolls, and the dancing figures symbolize cosmic energy and the divine vitality. In the Deccan, the Chalukyas and Rashtrakulas experimented with rock-cut architecture. The Kailash temple at Ellora is not just a marvel of engineering but a masterpiece of decorative carving. Every surface, wall, column and ceiling is enriched with patterns, reliefs and narrative sculptures. In eastern India, under the Pala rulers, the art of metal casting and manuscript illumination developed refined decorative forms. The bronze and the black stone images of Bodhisattva are richly ornamented with every fold of drapery and every jewel rendered with meticulous care. The manuscripts from Nalanda and Vikramshila universities have delicate borders painted with the vines, animals, and deities, representing a blend of learning and beauty. In western and northern India, temples of Rajasthan and Gujarat, like those at Mount Abu and Khajuraho, represent the zenith of decorative complexity. The Jain temples of Mount Abu, carved in marble, display at almost lace-like delicacy. Ceilings filled with concentric rosettes and geometric perfection. The Khajuraho temples are famous not only for their sculptures but also for their architectural ornamentation. Every surface is alive with figures, motif, and symbolic patterns. The sensuality of Khajuraho decoration is not mere ornament. It expresses the unity of spiritual and physical beauty. Thus, by the 12th century, Indian decorative art had become a symphony of regional styles, each echoing the same fundamental idea that beauty is divine order made visible. With the arrival of Islamic rule in India from the 12th century onwards, a new aesthetic vocabulary entered the decorative arts. The Islamic sensibility, rooted in abstraction and geometry, combined with indigenous Indian love for floral and figurative motif to produce one of the most extraordinary artistic syntheses in history. Under the Delhi Sultanate, we see the introduction of arabesque patterns, calligraphy, and geometric tiling. Since figural representation was discouraged in Islamic art, decoration focused on line, proportion, and symmetry. The intricate jali, screens, decorative domes, and the arches of early mosques, such as the Quwwat-ul-Islam mosque in Delhi, showcase the use of geometry as a form of spiritual harmony. The Mughal period represents the golden phase of Indo-Islamic decorative arts. The Mughals brought with them the refined Persian aesthetic of gardens, miniature paintings, and inlay work, but they blended with Indian craftsmanship and sensibilities. The result was a uniquely Indian style of decoration, elegant, naturalistic, and richly detailed. Mughal architecture, especially during the reigns of Akbar, Jahangir, and Shah Jahan, reached unparalleled heights of decorative excellence. The Taj Mahal is supreme example. Its white marble walls are inlaid with semi-precious stones using the technique of pietra dura, forming delicate floral patterns. The carvings on the marble, the arabesque, is red sandstone, and the balanced calligraphy of black marble create a unified aesthetic, sober yet magnificent. Mughal palaces and forts such as Red Fort, Fatehpur Sikri, and Agra Fort are adorned with painted ceilings, carved jalis, floral stucco, and marble panels. Even everyday objects like boxes, hookahs, and textiles were decorated with gold enamel, and gemstones. Mughal miniature paintings are another form of decorative art. The borders of these paintings often feature intricate floral and geometric motifs, while the clothing, carpets, and architectural background display an astonishing level of ornamental detail. The Mughal contribution to the combined Persian refinement with Indian richness, leading to a style that was both disciplined and luxuriant. As we move beyond the Mughal period into the 18th and 19th century, India's decorative tradition continued to flourish. Even as political powers shifted, the decline of imperial patronage under the Mughals did not mark the end of artistic excellence. Instead, decorative arts found new center of creativity in the courts of regional kingdoms Rajasthan, Awadh, Bengal, Mysore, Hyderabad, and the Deccan. Each region cultivated its own distinctive courtly decorative idiom. The Rajput courts of Rajasthan, for instance, developed miniature paintings that overflowed with ornamental detail, from patterned textiles and jeweled costumes to intricately painted palaces and floral borders. Rajasthani palaces such as Amber, Udaipur, Jodhpur exhibit splendid mirror work, frescoes, and painted ceilings. The Sheesh Mahal at Jaipur is a masterpiece of mosaic decoration where small mirrors are inlaid into stucco reliefs to catch and multiply light, a play of reflection that evokes both beauty and mysticism. In Lucknow, under the Nawab of Awadh, decoration took on a refined, romantic quality. The palaces and imambras of Lucknow display delicate stucco work, floral motif, and chandeliers, all reflecting Persian and European influences blended with Indian craftsmanship. The chicken embroidery of Lucknow, which is soft white on white floral designs, also emerged in this period as a form of wearable decorative art, emphasizing elegance through restraint. The Deccan continued to produce exquisite metalwork, notably the Bidri ware of Hyderabad, blackened, blackened zinc alloy inlaid with silver. Bidri ware is more than a craft, it is a study in contrast, the interplay of light and dark, metallic sheen and matte texture. Similarly, the Mysore Palace in South India displays a hybrid style of decoration, combining Hindu, Islamic, and European motif in wood carving, stained glass, and glided ornamentation. Thus, even as political landscapes changed, India's decorative arts adapted, shifting from imperial patronage to regional courts and eventually to the domestic and commercial spheres. The art of decoration became both intimate and democratic, moving from the royal palace to craftsman workshop, the merchant's home, and the temple precinct. Now, let us look at the point of view of point of view from colonial encounter and hybrid style. So the arrival of British in the 18th and 19th centuries introduced a new dynamic in Indian decorative arts. On the one hand, European industrial designs and colonial tastes disrupted traditional patronage systems. On the other, they also led to remarkable hybrids of East and West. Under colonial rule, Indian artisans began producing decorative objects for export. Carpets, textiles, ivory, brassware, and furniture designed to suit Victorian sensibilities. This gave rise to so-called company style, a fusion of Indian craftsmanship and Western aesthetics. In this style, we find paintings depicting Indian subjects with European perspective, furniture with Indo-European motif, and decorative objects that combine Indian materials with Western forms. At the same time, the British arts and crafts movement led by figures like William Morris admired Indian handmade traditions and lamented the loss of craftsmanship due to industrialization. Ironically, while industrial products threatened Indian artisans, Western reformers saw in India a model of reviving craftsmanship and handmade beauty. In India, nationalist thinkers like Rabindranath Tagore, Ananda Kumaraswamy, and E.B. Hebel championed traditional decorative arts as symbol of cultural self-respect. Kumaraswamy in particular emphasized that in India, art is religion, religion is art, and both are one. He believed that the decorative impulse was an expression of India's spiritual philosophy, that beauty and function must coexist in harmony. Institutions such as Kala Bhavan in Shanti Niketan, the Sir J.J. School of Art in Bombay, and the Madras School of Art began documenting, preserving, and reinterpreting Indian art, Indian crafts, and decorative traditions. The period laid the foundation for India's modern design education, which continues to draw from craft traditions. Let's study about the folk and tribal decorative traditions now. While courtly and urban decorative arts evolved under patronage, folk and tribal art carried forward India's most ancient decorative instincts: organic, symbolic, and ritualistic. In rural India, decoration is not confined to luxury objects but in an everyday act of devotion and expression. The folk decorative arts of India include wall paintings, floor designs, textiles, pottery, and domestic crafts, all created primarily by women in village communities. These are not produced for sale but for use in festivals, weddings, and rituals as offerings to the gods and as affirmations of life. In Madhya Pradesh and Bihar, the Madhubani paintings of Mithila region are among the most famous. Painted originally on mud walls and later on paper, these works combine geometric symmetry and symbolic motifs like fish, birds, and the trees of life. The colors are natural, the lines are rhythmic, and the themes are mythological and seasonal. In Gujarat, Lipan Kam decorates the wall of desert's home with reflective beauty, while Rogan painting on fabric uses castor oil based colors to create intricate floral patterns. In West Bengal, Alpana floor paintings are made from rice paste, and Kantha embroidery transforms old saris into beautifully stitched quilts covered in motifs of flora, fauna, and folklore. In South India, the art of kolam, geometric floor designs drawn daily with rice flow, transforms threshold into sacred living patterns. In Maharashtra, Worli painting represents human life through simple geometric forms, showing dance, farming, and community rituals in delicate white on brown mud surfaces. These works demonstrate how decorative art at the folk level is an act of rhythm, repetition, and reverence, a dialogue between human creativity and the natural world. Tribal art forms such as Gond painting, Sura wall painting, and Bhil murals follow similar principle: stylized motif, vibrant colors, and symbolic unity between humans, animals, and spirits. The decorative motifs in these traditions are not ornamental access, they are visual prayers communicating balance, fertility, and cosmic energy. Let us now pause and look at the technique and materials that gave Indian decorative art its astonishing variety. India's artisans have traditionally been deeper connected to their materials, understanding their texture, resistance, and spirit. Each medium carries symbolic meaning and demands different techniques. Wood is carved, inlaid, or lacquered, seen in temple doors of Kerala, sandalwood boxes of Mysore, or Kashmiri walnut furniture. Metal is shaped, cast, embossed, and engraved, from the ritual bronzes of Tamil Nadu to the bell metal of Odisha and brass lamps of Kerala. Clay and terracotta are molded and painted, from the pottery of Harappa to the horses of Bankura and the diyas of Diwali. Stone is carved, polished, and inlaid, reaching its peak in temples and Mughal mausoleums. Glass, enamel, and gemstone inlay found their supreme expression in Meenakari, Theva, and Petra Dura work. Textiles are woven, dyed, embroidered, or printed, each region having its own technique. Ikkat, Bandhani, Kalamkari, Phulkari, Chikankari, Kanjivaram, and Pashmina. Symbolism is central to Indian decorative motif. The lotus stands for purity and divine creation. The elephant symbolizes strength and wisdom. The peacock represents beauty and pride. The conch and chakra stand for cosmic energy and order. The tree of life recurs as a universal symbol of fertility and interconnectedness, geometric designs, circles, triangles, swastik, mandalas express spiritual concepts of wholeness and infinity. With this, I conclude my lecture. Thank you.